Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, it's raining cats and dogs again. I want to try out the Chrome Host Shark... okay, I can't say the words. Chrome Host Seedshark again with Jinnie Fay and, try to get in the 2-2 and 3-1 dogs and cats to see whether or not that's still a good combo synergy. So I made a Bant deck specifically for that. Of course, when it comes to a Chrome Host Seedshark deck, it's not really that different from a lot of versions, but I will talk a little bit about what I've included in this whole set, or whole deck. So, in the early game, I have in the one drop, 2 Elspeth, and 2 Spell Pierce. So it's a really weird sort of half-half strategy where if our opponent is aggro, well, we have the Spell Smite or Elspeth Smite to kind of kill the creatures. And if our opponent is Control or a Burn deck, either of those can get caught up by the Spell Pierce. And they might not expect it because, well, Spell Pierce is usually in Decklist decks. You don't see it that often in a Bant or a blue centered deck. Because in a 2-drop, we do have Make Disappear. And Make Disappear is a bigger counterspell that counters bigger things. That's basically all you can say about it because, well, Make Disappear can catch basically a lot of people off guard. But in most cases, people will expect it. People see blue and they'll expect that you have Make Disappear. But we do have to also have it because I don't think we can win without a counterspell in the deck. So then we have also the Armored Scrapgorger. Now initially I had the Courier's Briefcase instead of the Armored Scrapgorger. It feels a little bit slower because it's impulse ramp, not a real ramp in that case since it's just a treasure. Here Armored Scrapgorger is a ramp and it can also help us fight mono blue a little bit by exiling their graveyard. That's why this is in the deck. Now if you feel more confident and you want to have that more bursty type of turn, you can definitely put a Courier's Briefcase instead. But this card is just more tempo reliant. The other one is more board wipe reliant. Alright, so if you're facing a lot of removal, definitely Armored Scrapgorger is going to be worse because you're not going to get any mana off him. You're just going to die. Then in the 3-drop, we got 4 Chrome Host Seedshark, of course the heart of the deck. But in addition to that, we also put in 2 Cosmic Rebirth. This can help us bring back our Chrome Host Seedshark. It can help us bring back the Armored Scrapgorger. All of that's going to be useful, but it can also help us bring back the Jinnie Fay, Jetmir's second. So that's why it's in the deck. Jinnie Fay is a pretty good card. Basically, every time we have a token coming to play, it could be a 2-2 or a 3-1 dog instead. 2-2 Haste Cat or 3-1 Vigilance Dog instead. And the best part about that is our Incubator token comes into play with +1/+1. So it's not really a 2-2 or a 3-1. It's going to be something a lot bigger. And 1 Celestus, just so that we can get the additional ramp in case they kill our Armored Scrapgorger. In the 4-drop, of course, we're going to have 4 Wandering Emperors, and Wandering Emperor is going to help us stay alive against burn decks. And for Memory Deluge is going to help us have a fighting chance against control decks. So both sides of the category is going to do pretty well. We also have 4 Sunfall and 3 Farewells. I've learned that we need a lot of board wipes against today's meta because, especially against decks like Enchantment, decks like Soldiers, you wipe their board, they somehow has a huge board again the very next turn. So let's put a stop to that with a lot of these board wipes. And the only thing that I've found that this deck actually struggles against, which is funny enough, is Decklist. Decklist is a very, very, I don't know how to say it, go big or go home type of deck. It has very high variance, especially in the typical Decklist that you see on the ladder. Because what happened, if they go first, is that they will always have the tempo advantage. They can remove everything you play, and you basically can't do anything. They land the Smell Master, whatever, the 2-1 fairy, and then they'll draw over you and kill you that way. But if they go second, then they'll have to try to answer everything you play if you have the tempo advantage, and then you just overrun them because they don't have any board wipes. So that is what I noticed about Decklist. And every time I play Decklist, I always go second, so I always have to struggle. That's what I feel about it. And other than that, I think this deck will be able to fare pretty well against other kind of matchups. I think, again, depends on the draws. Now, if we look at the land base, we have a lot of lands. We got 24 lands here, plus the Celestus, plus the ramp, right? So when we look at the lands, we have 1 Eiganjo, 1 Plane, 1 Island, 1 Otawara, 1 Forest, 1 Boseiju. I like the 1-1-1 combo for all the basic lands plus the channel lands. Then to fit in the rest, we have 4 Deserted Beach and 1 Adarkar Wastes, 4 Overgrown Farmland and 1 Brushland, 4 Dreamroot Cascade, and I couldn't fit in the other land, the blue-green one. I think you have in my coast. So instead, I have 4 Spara headquarters. I do have the coast. I just didn't fit it in because that would take out the rest of the kind of good synergy, right? We don't really need the pin land as much as we need basics and the slow lands, because the slow lands for a slow deck is going to work pretty well, and we don't have that much life gain, so it's a little bit precarious to just keep paying ourselves, right? The life gain that we have in the deck is Wandering Emperor, a little bit from the Cosmic Rebirth, and even slightlier from the Celestus. That's kind of the idea. Let's go and try out this deck. Alright, let's go some cats and dogs. I really like the cats and dogs combo, but I could never get it to work beyond 50% win rate on a lot of previous trials. Now the meta is even quicker, so I'm not sure. We'll find out. We're playing against Fortuneligic. JK. Alright, so opponent goes first, like I said, right? This is what happens whenever I play. This is a good hand, unless our opponent's hand's full of removal, because we got 2 Scrapgorgers and to make disappear. It's good enough to warrant and keep. Alright, we got the 3rd land. So we can kind of slow roll it. Looks like to be mono. No, not mono. Okay. Oh, gotta play this. Get my Scrapgorger counter. No. No countering of the Scrapgorger, so I think our opponent knows what's up. He's just gonna remove it, which is understandable too, if he wants to do that. I think it's an Azorius control deck, right? Let's get a shark out. I know it's gonna get removed anyways, but this deck does not play well on the defensive. Alright, well, we got nothing. That's probably Wandering Emperor, so let's get a Wandering Emperor out. What are you gonna do? Play your Wandering Emperor into my 2 Makes Disappear? There it is. First Make Disappear cast. And we're already land short. So that's what I was kind of scared about. 24 lands. Second Wandering Emperor. Wow.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me.
So we traded a shark for 2 Wandering Emperors?
My judgment is final.
I think it's fine. Maybe have a smite. But it's not like I have anything else I can do.
I'll be back.
Nah, land screw's not fun, right? This is something about the Armored Scrapgorger that I always feel like is kind of tricky. Okay, he's playing the deck I like, the Wishboard deck. Fortuneligic. What are you gonna get out? Because I got no lands. I just need 1 more land. Okay, there it is, 1 more land. Let's get Armored Scrapgorger out. Silver Scrutiny. Very scary card. Maybe he'll use it right now. Doesn't want to use it right now. We'll play a land. Yeah, against a control deck, I'm not really quite sure what I can do. If he Scrutinies, do I just Wandering Emperor? He didn't Scrutiny. That's interesting. What did he have so far? Just Wandering Emperors. Is he mono white? The Fairy? Okay, definitely gonna stop that. Right? What can he do with the Fairy? If I get a... No, the Fairy's too scary. Let's just stop it. Let's get Emperor out too. We'll kind of take out their Teferi.
I am the Emperor of Kamigo, and we must.
I don't actually just want to go wide. I also want to go tall. So Since they're tapped out, I'm gonna Deluge main phase. Don't usually do this, but since they're tapped out. I don't want another Sunfall. Even though Sunfall is a good card, land sometimes can work as well. And that can also help us get to, you know, what we need to get to. Let's see here. Let's just go... Do we just go wide? Let's just go wide.
Keep watch for it.
We have Make This Appear to counter their board wipe, if it comes to that. The funny thing about Make This Appear is you can't actually casualty the Armored Scrapgorger, since it's a 0-3, and it's casualty 1. Some things that you don't really know or notice until you actually try to do it. He's got 6 mana. Maybe he'll try to fare well. If he tried to Silver Scrutiny here, I think we just win. Maybe he's trying to blow up his invasion. Oh, he doesn't do anything. Okay, he's going to end phase. I'm going to add a blue just to exile his cards. Another Wandering Emperor. What would he do with the Wandering Emperor, I wonder? He's going to make a 2-2. And it will attack it, right? I think we'll let it out.
Run away. You'll be safer.
I want to exile my Scrapgorger. What? That is not what I would do. But there goes his Emperor. Just comes in to die, I guess. Okay. Do we main phase this again? Oh. First, let's put a Persona counter on this. Okay, he does have responses.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
We'll attack here like this. Attack like this. Does he have any removal? Soul Partition. Okay. That is acceptable. We still kill his Emperor.
See you later.
And then we can Memory Deluge again for 2 more cards. Hold on a second. Do we have any in the graveyard? We do not. So, I guess we'll just get 2 lands. That does not look nice, huh? The Cosmic Rebirth might be good once our Emperor dies. Very unlikely, but it could happen. And I don't think I want to Spara Headquarter for no reason. I'm just going to cycle it. So yeah, let's do that. This is what I was kind of curious about the Invasion of Archivals. Another Emperor. Let's stop that Emperor from coming in. Oh, well, main phase Deluge it is, because I need to... Do we even have anyone make this appearance? That's 3. Yeah, still gotta do it. No more make this appears for us. But maybe he'll think we have one. We'll drop a land here.
May your blade strike true.
Alright, we're kind of whiteboard here. And if he blows the board, our Memory Deluge can probably get us back. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I think he might have another Emperor. Or maybe he has another... I was going to say another Soul Partition, but... Is that even a good place?
Remember your training.
Does he have his 4th Emperor, is it? Yeah, 4th Emperor in his hand. That's nice shuffle it. Silver Scrutiny for 3. Well, use Scrutiny for 3, I'll Memory Deluge. Double Spell Pierce seems pretty good. But it won't catch the Silver Scrutiny. Soul Partition. Do I want to get in? He's at 7. Isn't this lethal? What am I doing? GG. Take that. Alright, we kill the control deck with all of the counter spells that we put in the deck. That's kind of the plan, and I'm very happy that the plan went off swimmingly. Is that the word? Alright, I'm happy that I can out-control control deck. Even though our deck was meant to be more tempo, the Memory Deluge definitely helped a lot. And the fact that our opponent kind of got stuck on 6 lands, which, you know, it sounds funny to say stuck on 6, but against a control deck, I think they want to have a lot more. We get to go first, but we got all tap lands, so I did put a bunch of tap lands in the deck. There's 24 lands, 12 of them are tapped, so... No, is it 12? 16 of them are tapped. Right, we got 4 Spara Headquarter, and then 12 of these. So that's a total of 16 lands. Chances are we're going to draw a lot of tap lands. Our opponent, if they're aggro, probably can kill us. We don't have any good turn 1, turn 2, or turn 3 play. That's bad. That's really bad. So my plan is turn 1, a slow land. Turn 2, probably another slow land. And can't do anything then. Turn 3, maybe we'll play a Bant Seedshark. Alright, so they're not fast. That's good. They're holding up a counterspell, huh? Well, I can also hold up a counterspell. Esper. Now that's interesting. Alright, well, we'll play our little mana dork here. Want to counter our mana dork? He's going to remove our mana dork. No, he's going to cycle. Okay. Well, if mana dork stays in, this is going to be fun. Our opponent's really reading our Armored Scrapgorger. I don't know. I don't think Esper deck really have graveyard synergies that often. Go for the throat. Okay. We just get a shark out. Oh, okay. Our shark is staying in. That's interesting. Now he has no. He has only 1 white, so he can't actually Emperor us. Which is very good for us. We also have Memory Deluge if we want to do something with that. Does he have another Rifting Tower to cycle or something? Memory Deluge. Do we stop his Memory Deluge? Or do we counter his Memory Deluge with our own Memory Deluge? Not great. But we got our Deluge cast, so we at least have that. The lands are tricky. If we draw a Spell Pierce there, that would have been a blowout, but hey, you know, we can't always have what we want. Two control decks in a row, it's fine. I mean, with control decks, if I lose, at the very least, it would have been a tricky game to play. Against the aggro deck, you just kind of wing it, right? All right, so what are we gonna do this turn? Emperor? How likely are we to Emperor? Compared to, well, 6 mana can get us 3 2-drop cards. So maybe that's what we want to do. All right, let's get the Scrapgorger out. So yeah, I was thinking of 3 2-drops. So we got Scrapgorger, we have the token, and we have Make Disappear. Cut down, huh? Can we buff this somehow? No, it's just gonna make it a 1/4. It still dies. Alright. Cut down, found this target. If he doesn't play anything though, I think I might use the Rebirth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, if you look at it this way, the Spara headquarter would have been better last turn. But hey, you know, hindsight's 2020. Against control decks, it's gonna be pretty tricky. Make disappear, okay, that's their make disappear cap. We don't miss a land drop, so I don't think I need to play anything here. Because I have 6 mana, I can go in for 4 damage, but how useful would that be? This is basically a Planeswalker catcher. I need to be careful about when I cast it. He really wants to play his Emperor, I guess. Yep. I really want to get my Memory Deluge cast. I'll make this appear. And a Farewell. Does a Farewell catch anything in that deck? Right? Isn't Emperor way better? Another Emperor? Okay.
You still spot. Keep watch for intruders.
I guess he just has a lot of Emperor in his hands. But that's what this is for. He got really impatient casting his Emperor on his main phase. I was tapped out, so I guess it's fair to think about it, but I wouldn't do that. If he has Voiran, why did he sacrifice his... Well, I'm gonna be impatient too. Because I still have a Make Disappear, and I'm pretty sure if I cast Wandering Farmland, his turn, he'll just get countered. Memory Deluge, okay. It's pretty good for whatever he's going to do this turn. I need a few more untapped lands, right? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more I can Memory Deluge even main phase, which might be pretty useful. Got 4 mana.
Let your blade do the talking.
Sheoldred's Edict, a Planeswalker. I do get an untapped land. That is interesting. I don't think he has enchantment, so let me play it. I want to attack. If he blocks, I'm gonna smite it. I think that's a good idea. I don't think the smite's really doing much in my hand. Alright, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana open, that means I can't really Memory Deluge that easily. I can try, but it will probably get countered. Esper deck's probably full of counters. Sunfall. That's interesting. You don't want to turn your Sunfall token?
Strike fast.
It's 3 mana.
Hard.
Does he have a Dissipate? Look at scrappy gamer.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with guards. To me.
Ooh, the Celestis. That's really good. But so is Memory Deluge when he has 3 mana. back to block. Okay. He now only has 1 mana, which means he can't really stop the Memory Deluge from happening. Spell Pierce is very good. I don't need another land. Make this appear is very good. Alright. There's an argument for Armored Scrapgorger there, to be fair. But I think it's too slow for him to Memory Deluge.
Let your blade do the talking. May your blades.
I was gonna do it anyways. Did we just stop that? He can't stop it with 2 mana, unless he has 2 Spell Pierce in his hand. Okay, so he did it wrong, because I didn't even get to target yet. I don't think he can target the last to make this appear. So yeah, I think that was a mistake. I'm not sure, because it's technically on the stack, but I haven't targeted. Well, we'll wait for our opponent to either rope out or make their choices. Control games are very thinking intensive, right? Yeah. Go with the oops. Seedshark. Celestis. Yeah, that was a grave mistake, I think, on their part. He has cut down, so let's buff. No, let's buff this.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
GG.
Still have much to learn.
Yeah, that was. See, like I said, control games are a lot more thinking intensive, and when you make small mistake like that because you're impulsive, you lose. And to be fair, I don't think our opponent would have done much, because he would have paid the mana to get 2 cards. He will have 2 more cards, but I will still have that entire board and 2 counter spells in my hand. So, yeah. Alright, that was fun. Let's look at the deck list. I don't think I got enough time for another one of these control matchup. The shuffler just seems to be, or the matchmaker just seems to make us go insane. Alright, so if we look at the deck, I think it's fine. I think the Armored Scrapgorger definitely do its thing to get us the mana. Way better than the Courier's Briefcase would. The Elspeth Smite and the Spell Pierce really did their thing too. Right? We could not have won without the Elspeth Smite or the Spell Pierce in either of those 2 games. The Spell Pierce really caught our opponent off guard in the first game. Elspeth Smite saved our Emperor, or say our Emperor token, to kill their Emperor on the second game. So it's going to be very important. Now, the Farewell, on the other hand, I think you might be able to cut one. Honestly, I didn't think it's possible, but you might be able to cut a Farewell or 2 and put in more land. Like 1 more land I think is fair, and then 1 Invasion of Archivals. I really like that card. I saw it play against me, and I really, really wanted to have that, because the different amount of cards you can get off of 1 invasion is insane, because then you can put a Farewell on your sideboard. If you need that, you can get it. And if you can also put in the Silver Scrutiny to card draw. You can put in other removal. You can put in the Soul Partition to get the Invasion of Archivals back again. You can also Cosmic Rebirth the Invasion of Archivals. The thing about Cosmic Rebirth is so great is that it says choose a target permanent card in your graveyard and you put it into your hand, right? If it's mana value 3 or less, you can put it on the battlefield, but if it's not, you can still put it back in your hand, which is great. And you gain 3 life regardless, so you can kind of survive a little bit longer against burn. Now, our little cat dog lady didn't get to come out to play because we don't have 2 off, and our control decks are, well, they kind of quit before we even had a chance to get our Jinnie Fay. But hey, I don't think we can have a dedicated Jinnie Fay deck. That might be a little bit too difficult to kind of pull off, because no protection for her means things are going to die. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. But this whole deck is pretty fun to play. It's still a Chrome Seedshark deck, and it's kind of the idea. And mainly, it's an Azorius control, right? If you look at the whole land base, these are the only green cards. The rest are Azorius control, and Azorius control is great Azorius Control is fantastic when you're playing today's meta because you're going to go second a lot. And when you go second, you really need those kind of control element cards to pull you back. So cards like Make Disappear and cards like Wandering Emperor is going to be very useful. Memory Deluge is what kept us in both games. And some things that I just learned recently is that you shouldn't hold back the Bant Seedshark. It's not a Shark Typhoon. Just throw it out there. If it gets removed, it gets removed. But you need it out there so that you can get a synergy. If you don't play it, you have nothing on board and you're going to get overrun. So it's kind of like how if you have a Shark Typhoon and you have nothing else, you just cycle it. It's the same idea. You got to play it out. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.